Good morning, everybody. Most welcome in this history class, class 11, chapter 3. And your third chapter is across the empire, a big empire which was spreaded in three continents, across the three continents, Europe, Asia, and Africa. And that was the Roman Empire. Because we are studying a step to a step. First of all, in first chapter we have discussed about the evolution of the human being. In second, we have discussed about the writing skill and the urbanization. And this third chapter we are going to discuss about the development of process of political system, how an empire established, how this empire was so large, which was spreaded around the Mediterranean Sea. You can watch in this map. This is the Mediterranean Sea, and from west to east, Syria, Mesopotamia, and other states, and northern Africa, to whole this area was under the Roman Empire. There were two most important empire in this region. First of all, Roman Empire, and second was Iranian, means the Persian Empire. Okay, beta? And clash between this Persian Empire and Roman Empire was very common event of the history of this period. So this is the location of this Roman Empire, and now we have to mention some important facts about this chapter. In this chapter we are going to discuss about Rome, about Latin language, about some great empires, about some great kings, the phase of Roman Empire. But in history, Roman Empire is divided into two parts: early Roman Empire and later Roman Empire. The 3rd century is the turning point of this era. I would like to share how this Roman Empire was established. First of all, Rome was not a city as you see in the present time, which is the capital of Italy. There was no existence of Italy. There was no importance of Italy in this period. Importance of Rome was mentioned in the history of this area, and how the Roman Empire established, how the Rome established. First of all, I would like to discuss about Rome. Rome was established in 1000 BC. In 1000 BC, there was a Romulus district in Latium area. Romulus. This Romulus is a term of Latin language, and this Romulus converted into the Rome. The language of the ancient Roman was Latin. Gets its name from Latium. Actually, Latium was name of a district, and it is a classical language like Sanskrit in India. Similarly, in Rome, and Greek was the other, you can say, the classical language from which so many languages evolved, like French, Spanish, Italian. These all languages are evolved from the Latin. Beta, in the Rome, there are three pillars of the Roman politics. First of all, Senate. Then after, army and king. Rome was ruled by a republican method. In Rome there was a republican government, and king was generally a republican, not dictators. They ruled by the help of Senate. There was a Senate which is constituted by the prosperous and noble class of the Roman Empire. They were very intellectual and they spoke the language Latin. Some also spoke Greek language. So you can say the Roman Empire was a multicultural empire. There was not a single culture in the Roman Empire. Roman Empire is spread in very large area, as you know. So the culture of Rome was also very multifarious. In Northern Africa, there was some different kind of language. In very east of the Mediterranean Sea, like Syria and the Mesopotamia was very closest to the Mediterranean Sea, which is also known as the closed eastern part of the Roman Empire. So in this area there was another language and culture, and all region was controlled by a king, and a king was generally expected that the governed by the help of, ruled over the Roman Empire by the help of Senate. It is expected. Generally some king were dictator also, like Julius Caesar was announced himself as a dictator's king. But generally a great king, Augustus, was a very great king who introduced himself as the princeps. Princeps means the first citizen of Roman Empire. And in 37 BC, Octavian became the most powerful man in the Roman Empire. He ruled for 44 years under the titles of Augustus Imperator. What is the meaning of Augustus Imperator? It means the holy victorious. Generally, he also called himself princeps, first citizen of the state. The period of Roman history beginning with his rule up to 284 AD is called the Principate. His rule and the period following it were peaceful and very prosperous era of the Roman Empire. So this era is also known as the Pax Romana, which means the Roman peace. But remember that in Roman Empire, three pillars of the Roman politics. First is king, second was Senate, and third was the Roman army. The Roman army was very professional army. This army was very professional, very trained and a stable army. You should know, like in Mauryan Empire, the army was very stable. Similarly, in Roman Empire, there was more than 6 lakhs army in the 4th century, and the soldiers of Roman army worked at least 25 years minimum. So this efficient and a strong army always tried to maintain the political and the other strength in very proper way. They maintained peace, but sometime there was a class who controlled the king, senate or army. Sometime army tried to control, influence the king, and sometime senate controlled or influence the king. So there was a class generally seen in the Roman army, and this is the senate and politics. If a king was weak, then the Roman Empire was influenced by, you can say, the civil war. Due to civil war, the peace of this Roman army, Roman Empire, badly influenced. But it's a good era. It was a good era of Roman Empire, that at least early Roman Empire, which was started from the Augustus, very prosperous. And another king was Tiberius. Tiberius was another very important king who spreaded the Roman Empire to the Persian army, Persian river, Persian region, and he also wanted to invaded on the India like Alexander, but he was not success. Okay, so it is a question that how this big Roman Empire was controlled properly. Beta, Roman Empire was properly controlled by, first of all, efficient king. Second, a proper and a strong, well-structured army. Third, the good contribution of Senate. Fourth, in Roman Empire, so many town area, urban area, which is also known as the city-state, and there was a magistrate, there was a council, there was their own administrative structure to rule. They appointed, recruited all kinds of administrative officials from the local level. So the entire empire was very good, controlled by the king. These all areas were efficient. They felt the independency. They felt there was an authority in the Roman Empire. So the condition of revolt was very less. But one thing is very clear. In the region of, you can say, the third era, after the you can say the 284 AD, Diocletian, a great ruler. From this time, Roman civilization declined more rapidly. Diocletian was a famous king of Roman Empire who introduced many gold coins, and these gold coins was very valuable, and this gold coins was for the value of 4.5 grams. Solidus. It was another, and another king was the successor of Diocletian was Constantine. Beta, Constantine was a ruler of Roman Empire. He introduced Christianity as a state religion first time in the world of Roman Empire. Number one. Number two, he slowly decentralized the power of Roman politics. He separated the army work in the army unit, senate work in the senate unit, and the role of king was another. And he just left the unnecessary area of the Roman Empire. So what happened? Due to this, a vast empire of this area, Constantine divided the Roman Empire into two parts. He also formed another capital of the Roman Empire, that was the Constantinople. A new capital called Constantinople on the site of ancient Byzantine in 330 AD. Not long after, the Roman Empire was divided into two empires, Western and Eastern. The Western part soon broke into many pieces, but Eastern part, called as Byzantine Empire, continued for 1,000 years more. The final blow to the Roman Empire at the hands of northern invaders. They were German tribes. By 476 AD, the once powerful Roman Empire was no more. The Roman Empire declined after the attack of this German tribes. But in this Roman Empire, so many religious gods. The Roman worshippers as many gods and goddess, as the Greek Jupiter sent rain for the crops. Mars helped them in war. Mercury carried their message like Narad in India. Neptune, the god of sea, Vesta guarded the home. Juno protected their women. But these all names are very known. These all names are also, we look in our modern calendar, which is also known as the Julius calendar or Gregorian calendar. As for example, February on the name of Febra, goddess. Juno means June. Augustus means August. Julius Caesar means July. September means 7th. October means 8. November means 9. December means 10. Mars, month of March. So these all names of the month of the Gregorian calendar was on the name of our Roman god and goddess. But it is a very interesting facts that in Roman Empire the urban activity was very important, very happiness and the prosperity in the Roman Empire. There was a you can say a swimming pool, a great bath like the Mohenjo-daro in Roman Empire was a very common feature of the Roman city. And some very important achievements of the Roman Empire for the world was, I would like to share with you. First of all, Roman law and principles of governance are Rome's greatest contribution to the world, like Senate, like Princeps. These all, like army structures, these all are the first concept given by the Roman Empire. So complete was Rome's system of road linking all parts of empire that people could say all roads lead to Rome. A very famous saying, दुनिया की सारी सड़कें रोम की तरफ जाती हैं. ये क्यों कहा जाता है बेटा? बिकॉज a vast empire was connected with the road. And remember that this concrete road or pitch road was invented by Roman Empire. Multi-story bridges, a bridge in France, name of this bridge was the Pont du Gard. The Pont du Gard in 1st century, built by the engineers of Rome to supply the water. So these are some very important achievements. Okay beta. Now the Roman developed their own alphabets, and the Latin language become the language of all educated people in Western Europe. Latin words are still widely used in science, and Latin is the basis of several European languages like French, Spanish, Italian. Lucretius, Cicero, Marcus Aurelius, and Seneca were the famous Roman philosophers. Tacitus was the most famous Roman historian, and Pliny the elder was the another famous Roman historian. Pliny, Geographia was written by Pliny, and he made first of all the map of the world. The Romans were the invented of concrete and could firmly cement bricks and stone together. They also introduced two architectural improvements, that is the arc and domes. In present time there are so many buildings, so many buildings arc and domes are made, but it was first time developed by the Roman engineers. Fights between the gladiators or between a gladiator and a wild animal was a popular Roman amusement. A special arenas of amphitheaters were built for their contests. The ruins of the Colosseum, one of the greatest of arenas, can be seen in Rome. It is one of the wonders of the world. As you know, there were so many wonders like the Hanging Garden of Babylonia, the Pyramid of Egypt, the Pharos of Alexandria, the statue of Zeus at Olympia, the Colosseum at Rhodes, 912 feet statue of Helios, the sun god, stands at one side of the harbor. Temple of Diana of Rome, Museum of Mausolus, rulers of. So it means so many wonders, ancient wonders of the world comes from the Roman Empire. So we can say that the Roman Empire was so important. After this conversation, after this so many informations related to this Roman culture, I am going to give some questions in written form. You will collect these questions and write the answer in your notebook. Thank you. Have a nice day.